Recording is on.
Oh, that was loud. And I'll share the agenda. Okay. Tom, you do have the link to this, right? I did send the invitation.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. While we're at it, if you can please write yourself down. So we keep the track who's there. Okay. I think we'll just start. I think we waited long enough. Okay. So, welcome everybody. This is the pre-Christmas 2020 marketing meeting. While we're at it, write yourself down if you haven't already. And yeah, let's see what we're gonna discuss this week, this time. I think we have only 2 points there. One is more of an announcement, the first one. And if somebody else has some other things that want to add, just add them to the list as we are going. First one, NixOS Common Styles repository was added. And this was to extract the site styles that we had in NixOS homepage in order to use them in other pages as well, kind of to be able to reuse it. There is a PR ready to be kind of discussed further. So hopefully with Samuel we can finish this up still this year, maybe even. Apart from this, there was also an attempt to also document the styles that we have. And this is the second link there. I'm going to open it. So I think this is the quite common tool to use. But there is no, I didn't document even one. But an examples are how you can use the button, and then you can make it the primary or not. And as we will go, we can we can document our elements that we have, or at least some of them. Is there any questions regarding this? Or even suggestion how to move forward?
Other than that we need to schedule a one-on-one meeting together, I don't think so for me.
Okay. Let's just move to the other. I think this is going to be more of a discussion topic. And I think as we will go further on, or it's already the case, we will hit the point where we need to at least have a rough policy. What is suitable for what is suitable to put on nixos.org, like so to say, to advocate that this is the tool to be used, and what is not, and what are those criteria. So currently we are already promoting the AWS, the EC2, because we are creating these EC2 images, and we are actually creating the links. I suppose we also soon will do the Docker, then the Google Cloud and Azure as well. So kind of similar idea. There might also be, like, if we're talking about cache, binary caches, like one of the easy solution is CacheX. Like, I'm not sure what would be I'm not saying that we should support all of them. I'm not saying that we should support none of them, but it would be nice to know what the kind of rules of the game are so that we document this. I'll leave the others if somebody wants to, has an idea how to divide.
Already, I think there's something to consider. Some of them are services where we can produce images, like on AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, Docker. We produce images that people might want to use and verify the authenticity, verify the origin, verify that they are from NixOS org and not from Joe Hacker in his basement. So this is probably a different topic than a service that is that is built using Nix for Nix users. I'm not saying that they don't have the same resolution in the end, but that they might need to be considered separately.
How would you differ between creating, let's say, we have two tutorials. One is with S3 bucket on AWS, and other is with CacheX, for example, right?
Right. I was
what
thinking
would be one and the other?
I was really thinking only about the fact that we have the images, names, and identifiers in the download page. So I wasn't thinking about tutorials. Tutorials are probably less different and probably just the same as any kind of tutorials from third-party services.
Do you mean that we should have tutorials describing? So the primary tutorial should always be without any other. Like to be always self-serving in some sort.
That wasn't what I was saying. I wasn't even suggesting any outcome. I was only thinking that for the cloud services, for AWS, Cloud, Azure, Docker, I thought it was about the download page and not about a tutorial. If it's about tutorials, I disregard what I said.
I think it might be both, right? Because I think having I see it. I mean, I might be having different opinion. Like, I see it as making things easier for the users, right? So the closer we can get, the more we can make it easier, the better. And yeah. So in this would be like creating the already predefined images for all the regions, and even creating documentation how to deploy to AWS, for example, right? So both.
Yeah. So about the images, there's no discussion, I think, that needs to be held. We need them on the website if we produce them. So I don't think there's anything wrong with any of that. Tutorials, I guess we need them to be written.
Okay, so if we start writing tutorials on topics like GitHub Actions, CacheX, AWS, Google Cloud, and so on, I think that would be completely fine. Maybe Ilko, I think you might have some different opinion, or I'm just mistaken.
You just muted you.
Sorry about what?
So my question was, would you agree that it's okay to create tutorials for, AWS specific? Let's say, how do you deploy NixOS to AWS? How do you build Docker images and then push them to Docker Hub, which is also a service? I suppose also then how do you use caches instead of like for a binary cache, and like what would be by your opinion, the border where we would be, now we would be too much promoting or.
Well,
like,
I mean, if we can have a tutorial on AWS, then surely we can also have a tutorial on caches. So we can't really discriminate between different services. So it's if somebody is willing to write those tutorials, then we should host them.
No, definitely.
I mean, well, of course, there's the question of the ownership of those tutorials. I mean, they can't just be ads written by that company.
I guess that's clear. Like, it needs to be really a tutorial, and no, like, oh, this tool, our tool is better than the rest. Like,
Right.
nothing that, right? It has to be like, oh, this is how you use. Like, the tone should be, this is how you use Nix with S3 buckets, for example, right?
Yeah.
I guess a personal opinion about that is maybe we shouldn't have tutorials that needlessly use third-party services. So let's say that it's a tutorial about deploying Gitty. There's no reason to make it deploying Gitty on AWS. It should be about if there's a service, the tutorial should be about the service. Otherwise, there's no need for the service specifically for this task. Then do not add the service in the tutorial. Does it make sense?
I think the argument is for a separation of concerns. That if the tutorial is about a service, right, then obviously that should be agnostic. But sometimes the question is very specifically, how do I use this thing with a particular service? Example would be AWS. In that case, I don't think there's a way to kind of dance around it. That is something that people are looking for. What are the AMIs? How do I interoperate well? What are the best ways to incorporate this with Terraform, for example, if that's a question. Like, people are often just looking for best practices on how to interoperate with other technologies and other specific companies. So those specific tutorials should be fine if those are addressing exactly those problems.
That sounds about what I was saying in better terms.
I think what you were worried, if I understood Samuel correctly, was that, let's say there would be a tutorial on, let's give it an example.
Deploying Nginx on AWS.
Exactly. So if there is a tutorial about Nginx specifically, you don't really need to deploy it to AWS.
Exactly.
You can just show it off. Yeah, I think that anyway makes sense to have this. In generally, the tutorial should be really about one thing, or and should only bring pull in the complexity as little as possible, right? So from that point,
show that we can compose parts of NixOS by composing your different tutorials together.
Yeah, I hope this would actually, like, you can click to. There can be a checkbox for tutorials, and you can merge them, and yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking people do that on their own, in their mind.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think, okay, so I think I just wanted to, I think we are quite on the same page that I think we need them, like all these integration tutorials, I don't know how to call them, or generally providing artifacts of a build of NixOS or Nix in order to integrate with other services if they're needed. Let's do them. I guess there is always concern with the how much this is going to cost us, either in time or money, actually. So, but apart from that, if we can afford it, why not? And especially if somebody does it. But I think why I think this topic is important is so that it's kind of clear for everybody that if you want to do something, you can actually put it on. Like if you write a tutorial about, I don't know, whatever the service is, you know what the policy on this is. So. Okay. I'll on the minutes, I'll try to summarize this in 1 or 2 points, and we can always come back and we can change our mind always. Is there any other topic you would like to discuss? Going once, twice. Okay. I think this is going to be the shortest meeting, which is awesome for the holiday season. But I hope next time I think by next time we'll have more things to show. Sounds good with everybody else?
All right with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then have a happy holiday and see you next year.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy
See
holidays.
you later.